It's rare to encounter something timeless. We started working on the Beograd 4000 series record player way back in the 1970s. Our task was to create the perfect turntable, a record player without compromise. But how do you make the best record player? You want to ensure that each individual component is exactly the right one, that all the systems work perfectly together, that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. You want to select only the most refined and durable materials, and then craft them with the utmost care and precision, like you were making each product to take home yourself. Something that you will want to pass down to the next generation. And if you look at the way everyone else is doing things, and you think it just isn't good enough, it just doesn't sound perfect, then you will want to go your own way. Take control of all the production processes. Invent the best components. Do things the way you know will make the most perfect product possible. Technology changes, the way we listen to music changes, but that core spirit is unchanging. Every one of our products has so many details behind it, so many stories to tell. But at the core of it all, the only thing that matters to us is that rare encounter. That's how you make the best turntable, without compromise. That's how you make something timeless. Simple as that.
My name is Charles Leclerc, and I am a Scuderia Ferrari Formula 1 driver. I don't think I doubt myself, but you question yourself. Throughout your entire career, you go through more difficult times, and in those difficult times, you of course question whether you are doing something wrong. You try to be self-critical as much as possible. I've always been very honest with myself, so I also know when I do something that I would like to improve, a weak point of mine. This is something I've done my whole career. That doesn't mean I doubt myself or doubt my abilities. You just need to question yourself in order to improve. Lots of things are going through my mind when I'm in the race. It's such a fast sport, and you obviously need to anticipate what's next all the time. So that's what's going through my mind, thinking about the strategy, the next stop we are doing, the next corner I'm gonna do, the way I want to take that corner, if I'm fighting with other drivers, the way I need to defend or attack. I think especially now in Formula 1, you've got the steering wheel and you've got many things to do on the steering wheel. So I would say the hardest thing is to manage both things at the same time, which is to drive on the limits. As always, in every corners you do, every centimeters counts, every milliseconds counts, because that makes a difference on track. Monaco, I think, is the trickiest track of all, because as a driver, you have no rooms for mistake. Not much time to rest either, because it's corner after corner after corner. But this is also why it is my favorite racetrack of the season. And it is also my home race, so that makes it even more special. Music, apart from racing, of course, is a very big part of my life. The seasons are getting longer and longer, and it gets tiring, and sometimes you need to think about something else, and there's nothing other than music that helps me disconnect that way. To perform all the time on track and to be thinking about something else is always very helpful, and music is the best way for me to do that. I listen to music on a daily basis. Yeah, music is a very important part of my life.
Aluminium, the wonder metal. And no wonder. Aluminium is strong, flexible, and resistant to corrosion. It is very light and very tough when treated right.
Since we started experimenting with aluminium in 1955, the wondrous material has become an integral part of our designs. And we still refine the metal ourselves in Struer, Denmark. The aluminium keel takes expertise and specialized equipment to craft. To get that final silvery aesthetic, the metal must undergo a careful process, from forming to polishing, from anodizing to milling. And that whole journey takes place on the one roof, right here in Factory 5.
The extruded aluminium profile arrives from Germany, ready to be transformed into the polished keel of Biosound Theatre. Only by working with quality metal can we push the longevity of our products. We mill off excess metal, adding a protective coating in the process. The end caps are then formed, and this step is critical. The end caps must fit perfectly to the metal profile, meaning that they have to be formed with utmost precision and patience. Next up is polishing and anodizing. The treatments make the end caps and the centerpieces identical in gloss, texture, and colour. Anodizing is the electrochemical process in which we convert a thin layer of the aluminium into aluminium oxide. The aluminium oxide layer is only 1/10 the thickness of a strand of hair, but it protects the surface from scratches and corrosion. This is also where colour is added. The end caps are then cut and milled again to perfectly match the centerpiece. Ready for assembly. Centerpieces and end caps are fitted together, making the aluminium keel of Biosound Theatre shipshape and ready. Last stop is quality inspection. And quality inspection means human eyes and hands examining the final profile under various light conditions. It's a thorough process, and one not without its challenges. We believe that the more control we have of all the steps of the process, the better we can meet the high standards we hold ourselves to. Biosound Theatre is made with care and genuine passion, all so you can enjoy your music with the same fidelity.
We had an ambitious task to create the most powerful, immersive cinema sound experience from one single speaker. The result is Biosound Theatre, with 12 custom-made drivers, 800 watts of amplification power, providing up to 112 decibel sound pressure level. Or simply put, the system standalone can recreate the experience of a 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos source. With Biosound Theatre, we are introducing three-dimensional sound directivity control, thanks to the combination of the loudspeaker's drivers arrangement with advanced beamforming signal processing.
We have been using our capabilities within beamforming that we have learned from Beolab 50 and 90, which actually means that we are not only using the natural directivity of the drivers, but we are actually using all drivers to help each other to create a beam going out the side and a beam going out the front and a beam going upwards. And when combining these three and using Dolby Atmos, then you'll get a really spacious sound image from just one speaker.
On each side, 4 units aimed in different directions help to complete the spatial sound field. Each unit is placed with an optimized angle, while balancing mechanics and technology to provide an immersive experience. These highly efficient mid-range and treble units offer a lot of sound with very little input, which means Biosound Theatre can play audio at impressive listening levels without overheating. One of the most important requirements of a soundbar is speech clarity, We mounted a special center channel where the tweeter is placed in front of the mid-range instead of being above or below it. This ensures that both drivers are aligned in space and helps to provide everyone sitting in front of Biosound Theatre with the same great sound quality.
As an acoustician, volume is always an important part. What we've been doing in Biosound Theatre is that we have aligned the design and the acoustics such that we reach that perfect middle ground where we have the right performance and we also have the right size of the product. And what the designers have been doing is that they have actually been really good at creating a product that looks smaller than it actually is. So actually the acoustic volume of Biosound Theatre fits the drivers quite well.
Another design task to be solved was the height of the soundbar. We wanted to have the biggest drivers possible whilst keeping a compact design. We solved this by letting the curved aluminium bottom part cover a part of the woofers. The design also allows for heat dissipation and vibration reduction, thanks to the openings on the back of the cabinet and to the rubber mounts supporting the loudspeaker drivers.
It's a little bit like your kids. You would never have a favorite kid, would you? Or you'd never admit it anyways. The process that we are working with when we're doing designs is very much based about a great idea. We don't work from technology, we always work from the idea. My responsibility here at B&O is to be the link between the designers and the engineers inside Bang & Olufsen. My key tool is actually my voice, because I speak a lot. If you really want to get a hands-on experience of how a product works, you need to do prototypes. And when we're talking about Bang & Olufsen product, it has to be very refined movements. So it sort of starts up slowly and then it goes faster, and then in the end it breaks down elegantly again. And it's hard to do when you are talking about big things and heavy objects that has to move around. And you get a bit spoiled when you work with B&O because our engineers, they just always go, they're crazy, they always say yes. And you get this gut feeling that we are on the path to something that's extraordinary and really, really works. In the end, it's actually not a product, it's more like we want to create an experience.